Alright, it's your boy KamsCorner. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do not treat me like a side chick. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is what you're going to be learning your first year riding. These are the things you're going to learn throughout your first 365 days of riding. Now, the first thing you're going to learn is balance. Balance is everything. Meaning, can you keep the bike upright without looking like you're doing some type of dance and going bouncing from one leg to the other? You don't want to look like that. You want to be able to balance the bike perfectly. At first, you'll look like you're going to fall over at every red light, which, trust me, it's going to humble you. It's going to make you feel like, I need to respect the bike. Or it's going to embarrass you, whichever one. But no one cares. It just depends on your perspective. I would say just make sure that you control the balance, get that balance, go to a parking lot, go to your local area and ride. So your first 2-3 weeks, you're going to learn not to go out far. Because if you try to go out far and you're not comfortable balancing on the bike, you're going to be humbled and you're going to end up just wanting to just never ride again. So don't do that. Your first 2 weeks, you want to stay within your local area. Stay within 5-10 minutes. Even if you live on a street, ride on your street, ride up and down, take right turns, take left turns at a slow pace. Work your way into it. Remember, the number one thing is that you're practicing at first to start riding for 10 plus years. You're not practicing to ride for 2 years, fall off your bike, and never ride again. That's not what we're practicing for. So my main tip in your first year is to ride in a parking lot. Get a friend with you if you can, to even take pictures of you, record you so you can see how you look, see what you need to work on, and let them guide you. Just go through little drills. You can go on YouTube, find a bunch of drills that you could do. Take the time and do them. I know it's exciting to just go and hey, I'm gonna go on the highway and just rip it. Please do not do that, because I don't want to hear another motorcycle going down, and I don't want that to be you. So take your time, ease your way into it, okay? Another thing you'll be able to discover is you'll get kind of a sixth sense for potholes. You'll be able to sense potholes and understand what roads within like 10 minutes of you have nasty potholes and how to avoid them. You're going to have to learn how to maneuver in tight spaces in a lane. So you can't see a pothole and try to just go into the next lane. Because especially if you don't know if a car is coming up, because on a bike, you're going to notice a lot of cars will speed past you, and you don't want to change lanes without looking, right? So you need to get familiar with how to recognize potholes from a further distance out. That's why you don't want to be looking at your speedometer. You want to be looking at what's in front of you. You're going to eventually realize and recognize how to avoid those things. And when you avoid those things, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. But at first, you're going to be hitting them like crazy, and it's going to hurt. One tip I'll give you, if you can kind of raise your bum off the seat just a slight bit and not put too much weight on the handlebars, you'll be fine. But don't try to grab the handlebars, because that could cause death wobble, and you don't want that. So just try to brace yourself, keep your teeth clenched, your butthole puckered, and you'll be okay. The pothole's not going to kill you. It's scary when you hit them at first, but after you go over a couple of them, you'll be fine with it. You'll know it's nothing. The second thing you'll learn is buy all the gear you can. Your first few rides, please wear as much gear as possible. One of my friends, he knows who he is. I'm not going to expose who it is, but when we first got our bikes, he fell a little bit. He fell a little bit, but he wasn't wearing gear. He didn't get hurt, thank God, but that could have been way worse than what it was. So I know you might not want to wear all the gear because it's uncomfortable, but at first, you're more likely to fall within your first 2 weeks. I dropped my bike the first day I brought it home. When I was bringing it into the backyard, I dropped it. I forgot to put the kickstand down. So you might not look cool. You might not be able to be like those guys. What's his name? Thought Taken. He's a YouTuber. Rides with no shirt on. He has abs and all that. That might not be you at first. You're going to wear your gear. And if you fall, you're okay. You're not going to be bruised up so that you won't get back on again. Another thing with gear, please do not buy brand new gear. Unless you're financially you could afford to do it, and you could spend $3,000 on a full suit and the best AGV piece, the helmet. If you're in the financial situation to do that, more power to you. But I recommend that for your first set of gear, helmet buy new, but don't buy a $2,000 helmet. Buy a $300 helmet. Buy a jacket used off Kijiji. Buy motorcycle boots used off Kijiji. I promise you, that'll be the best tip I can give you. Because at first, you don't want to buy something brand new, and then after you're like, I don't really like riding, and then it's just going to be a headache because you're going to lose so much money on the gear you bought. Buy good quality used things, and I promise you they'll last you forever, and you'll save a bunch of money, which you can invest into riding, or even paying for more riding courses. So that's what I would recommend. You may look like a stormtrooper, but who cares? You're a safe stormtrooper. And I'm saying that as a guy that did not wear too much gear. If you look at my videos, I don't really wear gear like that. But I would say the minimum gear you want to have is a helmet and gloves. Never ride on the street without a helmet and gloves. If you do that, God help you. Because if you crash, you will not survive. Helmet and gloves is a minimum. But I would say also wear a jacket if you could, and proper boots. Because if you crash and you don't have boots on, you will break your ankle. That's why you wear boots. The third thing you'll learn is that weather is your worst enemy, whether that's hot or cold. Now, one big mistake that people make, they go on long rides, and you'll realize this probably 3-4 months in when you start going on long group rides. You're gonna get dehydrated. The worst thing that could happen to you is that on a hot summer day, you have your helmet on, you're blazing hot, and you pass out while going 120 kilometers per hour. You don't want that to happen to you. So please, for the love of God, hydrate up before and after your ride. In between breaks, hydrate up. And also, rain out of nowhere is gonna piss you off. That's just gonna happen all the time. You're gonna look at your forecast in the morning, no rain, and then you're gonna smell the rain and it's gonna be pouring and you're gonna have to ride in the rain. When it's raining, do not be scared. And you'll learn this. There's nothing to be scared about. As long as it's not a monsoon, like if it's crazy rain, then you need to pull over. I would say pull over, wait for it to pass a little bit. But if it's just regular rain, you could ride in that. But instead of you going 130 kilometers on the highway, instead of doing that, you may be wanting to go 85, 90. And the far right lane, put your hazards on if you have to. There's no shame in that. The only shame is not making it home. So we are all trying to make it home every single time. So that's what I would recommend. And another thing too, with rain, just a little tip. If you are on the highway and it's rain, the first thing you're going to learn is that that rain, if you're not wearing a jacket and you're just wearing a t-shirt, literally feels like somebody is stabbing you. Every raindrop feels like you're getting shot by a BB gun, just to let you know. But that's what I would say is like the third thing that's really gonna shock you, that weather is your worst enemy, whether that's hot or cold. The best weather is like 23 degrees Celsius. When it's a little bit windy, there's a nice breeze, that is the best weather to ride in. When it's 35 degrees, that's terrible. And when it's 12 degrees, that's also terrible. Because the wind is a killer. The wind is like the wind, you won't believe the wind when you're on a bike. But you will soon, because you're going to be riding soon. And the last thing you're going to learn is that every rider you meet is your new best friend. I will tell you, when I first started riding, it was only me and one of my best friends riding. We've met probably over 100 different riders. We're in 2 different riding groups. If we want to go out for a ride, literally there's like a million people you could ride with. One of my other friends, Pierre, he's a rider as well. And we met him at a meet. You're going to meet so many people and your social circle is going to grow. So just be prepared for that. That's actually a positive thing. You're going to get to know so many different people. And honestly, it's one of the most fun experiences you can have because you'll meet so many people from different walks of life. Even when it's wintertime, there's still people that you're going to want to hang out with. You're going to want to go camping with. You're going to want to go get food with. There's so many things that open up for you. Even as a conversation starter, if you're walking around with your helmet and you meet somebody and they see, oh, this guy's a helmet, that's just a huge conversation starter. And if you're single and you want to get a girlfriend, riding a bike doesn't hurt, to be honest with you. A lot of girls find that attractive. I will tell you, you get a lot of looks, you get a lot of attention. The amount of people that will give you attention on your bike is crazy. I'm riding around and I'll ride past the Lamborghini and like kids will go more crazy over my bike than they do a Lambo, which I know you might not believe, but when you're on your bike, you will see, especially if you have a sports bike, you will experience that, I promise you. So my main advice with this is just when you see another rider, just nod, smile. When you see pedestrians that are waving at you, wave back. As long as it's safe to do so, wave back. Give them a little rev if they want. Make sure there's no cops around. You know, if you see a Harley, make sure you just say brother. Just do all that stuff. Have fun with it. There's no shame in this. You're not trying to impress anyone. We're just riding to have fun, right? So that's what you'll learn in your first year of riding. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do not treat me like a side chick. And if you're a new rider or if you've been riding for a little bit and you have any questions, let me know down below. Let me know if there's any other things you'll experience your first year riding that I missed. And if I do, if I see enough stuff there that's good and jogs my memory, I'll make a part 2. Again, this is Kam's Corner. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.